This is The Process Shot. I'm Michael. I'm stuck in a haunted movie theater, and when you think about it, it's technically a hole placed on its side. That's the best segue I can think of to introduce this short. Gravedad is a short, animated, sci-fi fantasy sorta kinda deal from 2019, directed by Matisse Gonzalez. It focuses on the thoughts of a young woman named Rosa who lives on a world that swaps between days with high amounts of gravity, during which she stays in a deep hole in the ground, and days with low gravity, during which she takes off into the sky to explore the stars. After being implored by her neighbors to stay on these low gravity days, Rosa spends some time with them, learning their perspectives of the world and whether or not what they do to occupy themselves is enough to satiate her own needs. When it comes to story, the movie keeps things short and to the point. We basically go from the setup for the world to a scene-by-scene structure that follows a basic pattern. Rosa enters, she learns what goes on, she finds why it isn't her thing, and she moves on. Each scene has its own focus, of course, but it all plays into the overall theme of self-discovery and personal desires versus outside pressures. It's a bit like a parable in this sense, with little setup but a lot of action, paced out pretty slowly but with a lesson to be learned. There's a relatively deliberate manner in the film's writing, with each line of dialogue playing further into the overarching themes, and hardly expanding upon the world or characters at all. That does still happen through visual storytelling, almost in spite of the simplistic art design of this world, and its line drawing and monochromatic color palette. Background details are somewhat plentiful, though most of the action occurs in close-ups and thus gets pushed to the forefront by nature. Other than all of that, there isn't too much to be said about Gravedad which isn't immediately put on display. It commits to its themes and tone and doesn't offer much else. Even so, what it does have to give is a rather fun story to follow, an interesting world to experience, and a message which is universal in its nature and nice to see played out as it is here. Gravedad, Matisse Gonzalez, 2019. 3.5 stars. I'd recommend giving this one a watch. That's it for me. If you liked this review, leave a like. If you have something to add, leave a comment. Subscribe to the channel for more reviews. In the meantime, I'm gonna see if there's any holes around this place. I wonder how comfortable they are for sleeping in.